Tonight, we're going back to where it all began, Woodsboro, 1996. A small town shattered by a string of murders that redefined the horror genre and gave us one of cinema's most infamous slashers, Ghostface. This is the story of Wes Craven's Scream, the film that turned horror upside down with its meta-commentary, brutal kills, and shocking reveals. Let's break it all down. We start with one of the most famous openings in horror history. High schooler Casey Becker, played by Drew Barrymore, is home alone making popcorn when she gets a phone call. At first, it's playful, until the caller starts asking about scary movies. Then things turn sinister. The voice, soon to be known as Ghostface, threatens her and her boyfriend, who's tied up outside. What follows is a brutal game of horror trivia, ending with Casey stabbed and gutted, left hanging from a tree for her parents to find. The message is clear. No one is safe. The story shifts to Sydney Prescott, our main character, played by Neve Campbell. She's a high school student still dealing with the trauma of her mother's brutal murder 1 year earlier. Sydney lives with her dad and tries to keep life normal, but the killings have the whole town on edge. Her boyfriend, Billy Loomis, is a little too eager to get intimate, while her best friend Tatum and others provide some normalcy. But then, Sydney gets her own phone call from Ghostface. Unlike Casey, she fights back, kicking the masked killer square in the face. The game is officially on. News crews descend on Woodsboro, led by reporter Gail Weathers, who has her own theory. She believes Sydney's mother wasn't just murdered by a drifter, but that something bigger is at play. This puts her at odds with Sydney, who hates Gail for sensationalizing her mother's death. Meanwhile, Sheriff Burke and Deputy Dewey, Tatum's older brother, try to keep the peace, but paranoia spreads. Ghostface continues calling, taunting, and striking, proving he's always one step ahead. Then comes Randy Meeks, the movie store employee and horror nerd, who drops one of the most iconic moments in horror. He lays out the rules of surviving a horror movie. Don't have sex, don't drink or do drugs, and never, ever say, "I'll be right back." Of course, every one of those rules is about to be broken. To escape the fear, Stu, Tatum's boyfriend, throws a massive party at his house. Everyone shows up: Sydney, Billy, Tatum, Randy, Gail, and Dewey. But instead of a safe haven, the party becomes a slaughterhouse. Ghostface kills Tatum in the garage with the infamous doggy door kill. Sydney loses her virginity to Billy upstairs, breaking Randy's #1 rule. And then the real carnage begins. In the climax, Sydney discovers the shocking truth. Ghostface isn't one killer, but two. Billy Loomis and Stu Macker have been working together all along. Their motive? Billy blames Sydney's mother for breaking up his family, since she had an affair with his dad. Stu, well, he's just along for the ride, claiming peer pressure. Their plan is to kill Sydney, frame her dad, and walk away as the traumatized survivors. But Sydney outsmarts them, using their own horror movie obsession against them. Sydney turns the tables. Gail Weathers shows up to help, surviving a near-death moment herself. After a bloody showdown, Sydney shoots Billy in the head, making sure he never comes back. Not in my movie. Stu dies after a brutal TV-to-the-face moment. The killers are dead, the town is shaken, but Sydney survives, scarred but stronger. The morning sun rises over Woodsboro. Gail delivers a live report outside the crime scene, cementing her career. Sydney, traumatized but alive, walks away knowing she just survived a real-life horror movie, one that would spark a bloody legacy of sequels, new killers, and an unkillable mask. And that's the story of the original Scream. Thanks for watching this recap of Scream from 1996. Our story recap series continues this October with more horror classics, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's next. Until then, don't answer the phone.